collectors chat night, a little off night action going on, jumping on, seeing who we can get on here, talking about some nice finds recently. A little bit of show and tell happening tonight as well. Welcome on, Pharrell. Hope that little one gets well for you. I hate seeing those. I hope you're, I hope they get better, Pharrell. Ray, what's going on? Shama, you are always on here with us. I wish I could see your amazing contents. Once again, please forgive me. If you see this, please inform me that you're watching fine. I'll be watching it after the live is over. Gotcha, Shama. So we are live right now. It's good seeing you as well. Hey, Fred. Hey, Derek. What's going on, guys? What's going on tonight? Little Tuesday night action. All the auctions are invoiced out. Aw, about the same age as Luca. I know Luca's little guys they're tough. Always getting sick all the time. It's tough. Hang in there, Pharrell. Hey, Russell, welcome on, buddy. Super kind of you. I will let Greg know. I think he's out on a trip. I really appreciate that. He didn't have service last night. He couldn't jump on. He jumped on just in time to see the jar go, and he was like, oh no, he didn't really mean to put that in the consignment box, I guess, but super nice of you, Russell. We appreciate that. We are jumping on tonight and talking about anything old, any stories you want to tell, anything you've heard in the news. We've got some cool stuff. I got some cool pieces laid out that I've kind of acquired and collected. I'd like to hear what you guys have found recently. We are going to be on some digs here probably in the next week or so. I'll have a little bit of time. Thank you, Russell, again. Appreciate it, brother. AT&T got hacked. That's in the news. Did they really? Cell phones? Well, we don't have to talk about that. I'm with you, Pharrell. I feel like it. We don't want to talk about age. We want to talk about age of antiquities. I mean, if you guys want to talk about old, I don't even like handling this thing. I feel like it's going to bite me. So this one is out of China. Look at that bad dog. Look at the size of that trilobite. Chunky, chunky. These rocks are almost older than dirt. This guy's about 400 million years. It's a big one. And I've got, out of that collection I got, guys, we got a super cool 3-piece. This stuff, we do a lot of glass, guys. I'll show you this again. Some of it I can read from Ravenna, Italy. Believed to be the oldest Christian art in the world on these 3 pieces. Check out these guys. Believe it's glass. Believed to be the oldest Christian art in the world. These are just basically like milk glass, but I mean, it looks like it. Little segments. These came from Ravenna, Italy. And the note says, believed to be the oldest Christian art in the world. So those are super cool pieces. Definitely unusual. Hopefully we get an influx of people jumping on. I know we just fired up. It usually takes a minute here. Hopefully we get some new people in asking some questions and all that. We got some nice metal detected finds. Got some Civil War stuff. We got a little bit of petrified wood to show. Some things I don't know what it is. Maybe you guys can help me out on those. Tina, welcome on. I just sent over your invoice to you as well. Tessera. What's Tessera, Fred? Gotcha. Thanks, Tina. Appreciate it. We're gonna get that stuff boxed up. I might start working on it here during the live feed. I might start doing some bubble wrap, but we'll check the comments. But I'll let you guys jump on here, check some things out. Mosaic, gotcha. Yeah, it's kind of it's like slag though, Fred. It's like little mosaic pieces. It's like slag glass. Ravenna, Italy on the note. A lot of this stuff too came from this person's collection who traveled all over the world. I got something. It looks like it was on the wall of like King Tutankhamun's tomb, also in that collection. Almost looks like a piece of hieroglyphics. I don't know what the stone is on it, but definitely man-made, ancient stuff. All right, we're up to 17. Hit that like button. We should see a bunch of people jumping on. Petrified zipper. It could be. It could be. It does almost look like some kind of plaster. It is wild though. It's definitely different. It's definitely some kind of stone, maybe sandstone. I'm guessing sandstone. And the 2,000-year-old Roman coin also was in this person's collection. So I got to believe a lot of this stuff is pretty much legit. You want to talk about old, young whippersnapper, Joel? I am so old, I used to eat trilobites for snacks. What's going on? Just scrolling through. What are you looking at, Oliver? Welcome on, buddy. Hit that subscribe button. We are just checking out some old antiquities, seeing what everybody's up to, what everybody's got out there, just showing a few pieces. Here we're looking at a 400 million year old trilobite. I have another example I'll show you. This one's from China, about 400 million years ago. Trilobite soup. Ooh, I wonder if they ate trilobite soup. Of course, there was no humans back then, but maybe the dinosaurs ate them, because these were long gone when the dinosaurs came. Dinosaurs were only like 100 million to 150 million, something like that, years. So trilobites were probably well petrified 300 million years before dinos. I remember when the Dead Sea was only sick, you know, the Dead Sea had a cold, then it turned to the Dead Sea. Uncle Bruce needs to take a road trip to PA to pick fossils. I got to get you up here, Derek, to dig some trilobites. You would love it, man. I got some great spots. Great spots for these old trilos. He's on all night. He's on all night. He does take tips and trilobite soup. Yeah, that would be sweet. If you guys come up, I'll take you on some fossil digs. I still have the one that I dug from up here in central New York packed away somewhere. I tucked it away somewhere safe, and now I can't find it. Do you have some other things I'd like to show you guys? One thing that me and my digging partner dug up a couple of years ago, a year or two ago, a really nice piece. Amazing piece. I'll never get rid of it. Right, Pharrell, you keep them so safe you don't remember where you put them. Sounds like Fred's got a good spot up by him. Let's do, you guys want to do a poll? What do you think is a good poll for tonight? We'll do a couple of polls tonight. Get some responses coming in. Found crinoids in my yard and fossil shells and rocks. So, Pharrell, if you're finding crinoids, you definitely could have some trilobites there. I know trilobites used to feed on horn coral quite a bit. So if you see any horn coral pieces, you're definitely close to the trilobites. All right, Tina. Do you also got a Herkimer diamond? And this bad boy is beautiful with all the inclusions in it. I picked this one myself at the Herkimer Diamond Mine. I haven't showed many people this, but check out this Herkimer diamond. Absolutely beautiful in Herkimer, New York. Guys, you can go out and dig these things up. I found a couple of really nice pieces. It's got all that black carbon inside of there, all those inclusions. Just beautiful piece. Chunky Herkimer diamond, too. That one I've always kept. I've got a rock that looks like a ball socket from a bone, maybe a dinosaur bone. Where did you find it, JJ? Out west? I know you get a lot of dinosaur stuff out west. I would love to find one of them triceratop horns. Right? That thing is terminated. And I got a little picker right on the surface, which I thought was super cool. This thing was like already faceted. Check out the quality of this. And you can find these in that diamond mine quite frequently. Just a beautiful little chunk. Herkimer diamond, almost naturally, well, it is naturally faceted. Just laying right on the ground. Really cool little piece. I just kind of sprinkle these around with my collection of stuff that I find and dig. Isn't that awesome? Herkimer, New York, guys. You can go in there and dig these things up. Take the family in there. It is kind of hard digging, but I found this one just right on top of the ground. Lots of little pickers. Clay down here in Alabama, what it was, really dense clay. Huh, JJ, I don't know. Some of these chat nights, guys, I am going to make the event so that we can include people. I mean, if you'd like, if somebody says, yeah, I'd like to join the feed and show something, that'd be cool. I can randomly just select some people who are on with me to show some stuff off with us. That'd be awesome. You don't have to say nothing if you don't want. Just show it, do whatever. We can just kind of pop in and out of people. Cindy, welcome on. How's it going tonight, Cindy? Good to see everybody in the house tonight. Scott, welcome on, welcome on. Looks like we're getting all the collectors in here. That's great. So the collector room is filling up. Gray, welcome. Good. Glad you're having a great night. We are going to start packing everybody's stuff up here tonight and tomorrow. Hopefully get some trackings out to you Thursday starting and potentially wrap it up around Friday. Darwin, how's it going? Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Definitely get in here, checking some good stuff out. We have auctions every Monday and Thursday night. Super old glass, antiquities. we'll probably jump over to the big trilobite here shortly. If we can get the room filling up. Some of you guys have probably seen it, but we'll show you the monster trilobite that I have. If you missed it on the first collector chat that we ran the other night, you're in for a treat. This one's gorgeous. Mary, hello. Thanks for subscribing. Joel, you can start traveling around to all your subscribers' houses and hold show and tells at each one. We could do it. I don't know how popular that would be. I would personally love it, Derek, but your house is the first on our stop, though, and we're gonna surprise you. I mean, we'd have to get a little bit of maybe a little bit of investors for me to fly around and do that, but I am more than willing to do it. I would love that. Teresa, welcome on tonight. Good to see you, Teresa. Little collectors chat, show and tell. And we asked early on in the chat last show about how you guys kind of got started into antiques or glass or bottles or anything else that you collect outside of bottles or jars. And a lot of people shared some stories. Really nice. If you'd like to share how you got started, I would love to hear it. Some of the other collectors, I'm sure, would like to hear it. It's very inspiring to people. And if you guys haven't heard it already, I will share my story. So I got started up in New England, Vermont. I walked into an old barn, and lo and behold, up in the rafters sat a bunch of old glass bottles. So I started doing some research. The first one I found was a Charles Hires root beer bottle, and it was embossed on all four sides. Turned out to be an 1890s or so bottle, the beginning of Charles Hires root beer. Longevity in the company, as you know, Hires is still a soft drink now. They still do soda, but couldn't believe it. Charles Hires, a little bottle like that. It was a powdered root beer drink. Started in Philadelphia. Just got me hooked ever since. I went out and started finding this stuff. I started digging it. A long time ago, there was a collector's chat. This is before Facebook, before any of it. There was a forum that was called the Cellar Hole, and I jumped down there, and you could interact with other collectors around your local region. So I met a guy. His name was Matt Cicchetti. He still checks in with us once in a while. He was kind of my mentor, and took me out digging in a couple of his bottle dumps, and I really didn't know what to expect. And he had me down there digging probably about, it was about a 15-foot hole. Some of the videos are still out there on YouTube, down the bottom of the bottle dump digging, and it was quite the experience. Pulling bottles that hadn't seen the light of day for 150 to 200 years out of the bottom of a pit, 15-foot pit, is it's something. To be the first one to touch it. Just an amazing experience. I was hooked ever since, and I mean, I was always into antiquities and stuff, but bottles really got a hold of me. Derek, what got you started? I think you mentioned maybe like your dad, I think, probably got you going in antiques. What was the first bottle or jar that was really like, yep, this is what I'm doing? Or the and your grandparents. So what was the first one that really got you? They call it, we're going to call this guy the bottle bug, because he tends to bite us bottle people pretty hard and does not let go. Once you're in, you're in. You're in for life. Like, show, subscribe to win. pre-prohibition glasses, then moved to marbles and jars. Really? It was pre-prohibition glasses. Nice. Core anchor strap side. That's the first one for you, Fred? That's a nice bottle. Pharrell says, my grandma would take little me ragging at thrift stores, always fascinated with antiques. They seem to speak to me somehow, like I knew they had the silent history. That's awesome, Pharrell. Isn't that cool? It puts you in a place, you know? First marble. JP Sauce's first bottle. Ball Perfect Mason number 7 was first jar. Hoop says, first bottle dug was an Ellie's Cream Ball. That's a good one, too. My first bottle that I ever dug out of a dump was a Bromo seltzer. It was a large Bromo seltzer, cobalt blue. That's awesome, Fred. So your guys' stuff was a lot better than mine. Nothing wrong with Bromos, but I tore down an old barn, Scott says, and there was tins and bottles under the floor, inks, meds, sodas. I've been fascinated with old bottles ever since. Scott, now that story right there, that would have me hooked. Finding the mother lode of good stuff. That's like a dream story. JJ says, I started collecting arrowheads when I was a kid. My mom and dad plant trees for timber companies in the South. That's the first thing I remember collecting was arrowheads. That is cool, JJ. That takes me back to a story. Maybe where it all started for me to be a collector was my grandfather, my great-grandfather, walking out in the old farmer's fields. He would go up to Jackson's farm. I remember the farmer's name, Mr. Jackson. And up on the hill, take me walking up there. And I remember just picking them up, arrowheads one after the other, and filling up a shoebox full of them with him. Great, great memories of that. Tina says, we all love it. Started with my husband finding marbles during creek walks years ago. Holy cow, you were finding marbles in creeks? Now that's cool. Man, that's awesome. Cindy Murphy says, my first collection was rocks. So you were a rock collector, gems and minerals, or just, or any kind of rocks in general, Cindy? I find marbles in some of the newer dumps, you know, in the 30s, 20s, 30s, 40s era dumps that I kind of pick through. I find a lot of marbles in those kind of dumps. The older dumps in the teens, back to the 1900, 1890s and back, really don't find a whole lot of marbles. I find clay marbles more than I do some of those, you know, vintage 20s, 30s marbles. Sometimes I'll find some Germans in the older dumps. Nice. So you were a natural gatherer, Cindy. So that's cool. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody's comment there. Cindy says, out in the woods with young feathers, young child picking up bottles and Crocs. Holy cow. Nice. Russell says, started digging at about 9 years old with my older brother. Been digging and collecting since then. Russell, you started really early. The bottle bug bit you at 9 years old. That's awesome. Russell, you remember what your first bottle was that you found? Absolutely, Cindy. This stuff is great. I mean, I've got a mix of stuff, and I'll get into that here shortly, of some things that I pulled out. Of course, you've seen the Herkimer diamonds. We're into a lot of different things. I mean, if it's old, like the description says, I dig it. Doesn't have to be old glass. Doesn't have to be, you know, old fossils or rocks. You know, I've got a mix of different stuff in my collection that I kind of sprinkle around. I just love the history in general, like all you guys do. Serenity, thanks for subbing on. You're going to see some awesome content here with us. We are going to get some new subscribers down. And we're probably going to do a giveaway for these new subscribers. If they keep coming back, checking us out, getting subbed in, we're going to do some giveaways. Serenity Bradley, where are you from? Where are you from? Make sure, I didn't post a registration link tonight for our auctions. You can register. Maybe one of the admins with the wrench will do that for me. Found stuff. I found it. Trying to look it up and ask how well. It does. It does. Doing the history of this stuff, knowing what you're looking at. I mean, I'm guilty of not not researching everything. It's just I love and I respect the history of everything. Very fascinated with it all. Texas, very nice. Awesome. So Serena is joining us from Texas. Show you guys again these 3 pieces. Really, really neat pieces here. So this piece is so cool. It almost looks like some red, like tiger eye. And the other 2 are kind of plain, just like little, almost like milk glass slags, but it's super early glass. This is from what it reads, Ravenna, Italy. Oh, mosaics. I think Fred mentioned that he could make that out. Mosaics from Ravenna, Italy, believed to be the oldest Christian art in the world. Right there. So little mosaic pieces from Ravenna, Italy. That's got to be, we're going back. We're going back in time there, right? Super cool little pieces there. Definitely got them in my little historical cases. Found a polished rock outside. There you go, Serena. Nice. I don't know if you guys seen these, but we've got some Native American art and some different pieces from some different countries. I'm not exactly sure on these. Really nice. I know Old Throw. He is I believe he said he's a retired archaeologist, maybe, I think he said. And he was kind of IDing a few of these pieces. Really neat. Some of them I have no idea what they exactly are. I'll show you what we got underneath here too. Some really, really cool pieces. We got some petrified wood there. Look at the luster on this piece. I don't know what it is, but it's absolutely gorgeous. It is beautiful, and it looks ancient. I think this was dug, too. I believe this is, could be Native American, could be, it is redware. Isn't that cool? Super cool. Some of these are ancient with some markings on them. I mean, just you can tell how crude it is. Probably, definitely not this country. I wish I had a way to ID some of these shards. This one is very, very intriguing. If this one has a little write-up, maybe we can get something off of this. So look at this chunk. This, I think Old Throw said something about very high ranking or very, this was a sign of wealth, this color. Concrete, I believe this is concrete. So concrete was around for thousands of years. Fresco from the Carnations by the Pharmacinia, May 1st, 1879, Roma. So I don't know what that piece is, but it's super cool. And we're going to get to the big bug. Who wants to see the big bug right now? Who wants to see it? Check it out. Got some black agate. Nice. There you go. Cool. Choice of 2 links to pin. All right, perfect. Anybody who wants to pin that link would be awesome. Who wants to see the big bug? Make sure you're hitting that like button, subscribing, throwing the hearts. Who wants to see the big bug? There she is. The big bug. That's the one right there. This thing is massive. 400 million year old big bug trilobite right there. This one is out of Morocco. They do not get that big in this country. This thing is gigantic. 400 million year old trilobite. Great detail work on this one. You can see the eyes right there. Some of the nose here. Whoever did this, whoever prepped this one is awesome. All right, let me see if I can pin it. Where's the link? There it is. Hoops. Gotcha. Thank you, buddy. Let's see if I can pin that. All right, so the registration form is pinned. So Serena, I think it's gosh, this trilobite I think is I wish Greg Wilson was on here. He could confirm it, but I believe this is, it's not a fake ops, it's not a green ops trilobite. There's several species of trilobites. This one, I don't know if it's a Diplura. I'd have to do my research on it. I have not actually. I've just had this in my collection. I don't even know what type of trilobite this one is. Isn't that sweet though? This thing is huge. Big bug trilobite, 400 million years old. And like I was saying, these things had faceted eyes. This one, I don't know if you can really tell. The one that I have dug here in New York, you can really tell. But if you look at these eyes right here, under the microscope, they're actually cut like a gemstone. They're faceted like a gem. They can see in every direction. So I would not want to have one of these things coming at me. I can't sell it. I don't think I'll ever sell this one, Derek. I do not think I'll ever sell this trilobite. This one will be passed down to the kids, I think. Bugs of nightmares. Check that thing out. I do believe it had a split. It broke somebody. Somebody probably dropped it or something many years ago, but oh, that's scary, Derek. Super cool. So I'll show you one. You guys might be able to tell me what this is. I kept it. My little guy really likes fossils and gems and minerals. Hoops got me this one, and it's polished, but I absolutely love it. I know there's a name for it. How much would that bring in auction, do you think? So, Jerry, I think this example, I mean, you can see that it was split many, many years ago, but it's still a outstanding example. It's hard to tell. I would say at least $1,000, maybe. I mean, it was prepped very well. I don't know how much the split would hurt it, but I would put it right in that range for one that size. Being prepped that well, definitely a professional preparation on that one. So this piece is really cool. This one came from my good friend Jeff Hoops into my boys collection, into Jackson's collection. He sent this to us. I think it was it a storage unit that you cleaned out, Hoops, that had some of these? This one is polished, but it's so super cool. It looks like some kind of like a gastropod snail, and you can see the mineral build up here in the back. Somebody has cut this and polished it, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. Check that out. You can see all the mineral deposits going through those cut lines there. Absolutely gorgeous piece, and it's pretty good size, isn't it, Jeff? It's a really nice size. It's a Nautilus shell. Proxy says there are 2,000 different ones. He needs to know how old and where it was found. Yes, exactly. Hoops. So tell on the trilobite, that one was Morocco, I believe. Isn't that cool though? That thing is awesome. Absolutely gorgeous. See the prints on there. We've handled it and looked at it quite a bit. So cool. And it is massive. Big piece. All right, so who knows their Civil War history? Who knows their Civil War history? We're going to the Civil War. We got some of these. I know some of these are called three ringers, but we have got a little humble collection of Civil War era bullets. And these supposedly were from the war. Some of these babies, I'm guessing, were not fired. I think they're all, maybe, that's a two ringer in the middle. These have been shot. I think these were musket balls, or not musket balls, pistol lead. This one definitely got smushed and fired. This one I metal detected. Really cool piece. Another one there, another little pistol ball, fired lead. These we've metal detected. These came out of actually a field. So here in New York. Two Ringers Union. I don't know. I don't know my Civil War bullets. I have to still go there, Derek. I have to still go to Gettysburg. That is on the to-do list this year. Mini balls. Yeah, those big ones were mini balls. They would, phew, there weren't nothing mini about them. Yeah, they are. They're big. And we got hit with one of these in the war. It did some serious damage. I know that many years ago they found a U.S. belt buckle that sold for tens of thousands of dollars. It was a Civil War belt buckle that had a chunk missing out of the corner. It had a chunk missing out of the corner with one of these that hit the guy in the abdomen and just ripped a piece of the corner of that belt buckle right off. So, I mean, there was no saving someone in the war who took an abdomen shot like that. So it was a pretty highly collectible piece. I remember that had sold somewhere. I remember I seen it somewhere on an auction. It went a lot of money, a lot of money. Just had a little bit more history to it. Yeah, I know it's changed a lot in Gettysburg. When my dad was talking about it, he told me it was pretty much an original state when he went and seen it as a kid. But now it's kind of like I don't know what the word is for it. Maybe touristy instead of like they've kind of staged it up a little bit, and a lot of things you can't see or whatever. He's good. He's good. I'm trying to get him out of the house. Oh, just took a mini ball in the hand shot, mini ball. He's good. Trying to get him out. He's kind of just staying to himself. All right, next we'll do the one of my favorite pieces, guys. Probably never hit the auction, but one of my favorite pieces. I know we did sell a piece of petrified wood. This is my favorite one, and this is a big one. This piece is huge. You can see it. It's a big chunk, but it's got a knot right in the side. This piece of petrified wood. It's a good size on this one. One of my favorite pieces here for sure. It's got to be at least, I don't know, a foot long, but it's got that big old knot. It does look like a surfboard, Derek. This thing is complete stone. I am not entirely sure where this one was from either, Scott. It came from that big collection of things from really the world traveler who had collected. And what I'm calling is the mid to late 1800s is pretty much the dates of all the documentation. I wish I did know. There's got to be a way to date it and get a region from it. Sprinkle in the Herkimer diamonds. Huge trunks too, but weigh a lot. Oh my gosh, Pharrell. So petrified wood is it's very expensive. I'm petrified with amazement, says Uncle Bruce. We got a sweet doggy. Sweet doggies. This is petrified wood. I don't know when these date. 100 million years? 200 million years? I don't know. They're old. Ginkgo petrified forest. I've never heard of it. That's awesome, Cindy. You were probably right close to Herkimer too. Some great diamond quality up there. Jerry J jumping on with the fist bump. Super sticker. We got a sweet doggy from Jerry Jensen. Thank you, Jerry, with the super sticker. Giving the fist bumps. Thank you, Jerry. All right, guys, you ready to be totally amazed, petrified with amazement? Let's keep showing you some goodies. You guys don't want to look at petrified wood all night, although it is cool. All right. Check this thing out, guys. You may or may not have seen the digging videos where this thing was uncovered, and I will never forget it. The privy that we dug this thing from was built like Fort Knox. The liner at the bottom of this pit was just incredible. It was like railroad ties. It was like, I don't know, 8x8 posts. The things were huge. It was like railroad ties. The supports in the bottom of it was about a 7-foot privy pit, dating to right around 1850 to 1870. And this redware bean pot came out, and I will never forget it, because this was almost sitting directly on top of it, like they just placed it down in the pit. And I think that had happened, I mean, by miracle. It had just floated to the bottom, but they tossed it in there, and this thing came out unscathed, without a scratch on it. Mid-1860s. And the unusual thing about this one is, guys, it's only glazed around the handle and on the inside. I don't know if they did that, because a lot of the times this is probably lead glazing. It is glazed inside. That would actually be poisonous. They did start finding that out, that the glaze was actually not good for you. Lead was not good to keep any kind of consumable products in. So they were starting to get lead poisoning. I don't know if that's why they didn't finish the outside, but it is glazed on the inside. It would make sense if it was vice versa. But we found this piece in a really old pit. Amazing. It came out with the top. Perfect. I'll never let that one go. Just an amazing redware bean pot. Probably dates to around 1860, right around the Civil War era, I would say. Could be 1850s. Well, Jerry, I was a painting contractor for so many years. My time might be short-lived. Definitely probably scraped some lead paint off some houses one timer. or another. We're gonna let that roll around here a minute. Then I'll get some more things up there showing you guys. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna jump out in the other room here in a sec. Let's see if I can find this other piece. All right, so Jerry, this might be a little gross. To answer that question, it was actually in this same pit. There's been a few things that we found that were kind of odd. One was out of a dump, but yeah, so Old Throw it is. That's if you're just jumping on, this one came out of about an 18, I would say at the earliest, 1850s to 1870s outhouse pit. And yes, it is very unusual to see this. It is redware. We dug it in that pit just with the top and everything. It is glazed on the inside, but it is very unusual just to be glazed around the handle. But to answer, I think, Ray's question and Jerry there, the couple of weird things that we've dug. So we did dig a couple of pieces of still intact, it's maybe a little gross, but cloth and paper from this same pit. And it was saturated in the seeds, the black seeds that you traditionally see in very early outhouse pits from the early to mid 1800s. So that was different. They used what they had. In a dump one time, in a bottle dump, about an 1890s bottle dump, my friend had pulled out something that he thought was silver, and we got a little bit freaked out when he pulled it out. We were a little bit confused. We definitely dug all around, and it was a pair of, believe it or not, and I've heard these stories of guys finding gold dentures, because dentures were a very common thing back then. I don't know if it was probably because of all the acidity in the products that they ate. Hence all the things for digestion and the laxative medicines that they had in the 1800s. But a pair of platinum dentures, complete platinum dentures, and I believe it was either the upper or the lower, like little frickin' Wayne platinum dentures. He sold the things. I think he got like almost $6,000. It was insane. But we were a little bit freaked out. Let's see, what's another thing? About 5 years ago, we got into an early outhouse pit dating from about 1830 to 1860 in this particular pit. We were down about, this one was a deeper pit. We were down about 8 feet. And we started getting some really early stuff, some open ponned stuff. A broken success to the railroad flask, so we knew we had some pretty good age. And we pulled out a Cobalt beer dated iron ponned from Auburn, New York, dated 1856, I think that soda was. But down in that layer, at the very bottom of the layer, was a complete eggshell. Like it was hard boiled. It had no holes in it. It wasn't cracked. If you can imagine just holding an eggshell in your hand without the egg being broken, that's exactly what it was. I have no idea how the contents were removed and how this thing survived, but I wish I don't know where it went. I think my other partner at the time had taken it with him, but I wish I got that. But there was definitely some other picks that I wanted over the eggshell on that dig, but it was completely intact, buried 9 feet in the ground. It was crazy. We've found several false teeth over the years, privies across the country and all annual. So isn't that cool, finding that stuff? It's like, what in the world? It was a tough old egg, that's for sure, for real. I wish I had saved it. Let's see, what else? You know, digging the old 1800s pits, you guys know it tells a story. What they ate, what they had, what they were fighting, what kind of, if they had children, what kind of diseases they had, or what kind of illnesses they had by what they used, what products they used. Heck, what shoe size they wore. You know, finding little shoes we found in privies before was indicative of them having children. You know, so it really does tell the story on these digs. I mean, I'm not real versed like some of you guys maybe, like Old Throw, who can probably date the ages of the layers going down and whatnot just based on the content and what they're seeing in them. But always fun. We do, I think, have a couple of privies lined up here for the summer, so definitely prefer digging privies for all, because in a dump, you know, it's generally the same age stuff. If you get into a privy, you're going to be finding older stuff usually, especially here in New York. We tend to find a little bit more older things in privies and things that you don't always see all the time. You see a lot of the same stuff in old landfills and old dumps, you know, late 1900s or early 1900s back into the late 1800s. But privies definitely are where it's at, and it's either there or it's not. You either get real lucky and you find a whole loaded pit where they just threw everything in there, or they pretty much didn't have anything in it, or it got cleaned out. Called honey dipping. Some of you guys are probably familiar with that term. There was laws in the 1800s that you did have to have your privy cleaned out by what was called honey dippers. But a lot of people didn't follow those laws. We've actually dug privies where we've came onto the honey dippers step. So what we thought was the actual privy, and we're finding some things in that layer, it actually turned out to be a couple feet over, and it was clearly used as a stairway to get down in for the honey dippers to clean that nasty stuff out of there. What a job that must have been. It's like that show, Mike Rowe, Dirty Jobs. That would have been on his show, the honey dippers. Honey dipping. Honey dipping for a living. Takes a lot of looking to do a little bit of finding. It sure does, Uncle Bruce. Privies are not for everybody. They're definitely difficult to find, especially when you're out in the countryside. Rural areas are much harder to find than urban areas. You're out in the country, you know, I'm going off of what I'm finding here in New York, and a country home, you know, to find the outhouse is very difficult. Very difficult. It could basically be on any side of the house. You know, here in urban areas inside of cities and things like that, where everybody's on top of each other in city lots, it's all squared out. You more than likely might even have a fence line. You know, you pretty much walk the fence line and poke with the probe. And usually 9 times out of 10, I can't say 9 times out of 10, but if the property hasn't been filled or touched or moved around a lot, you will see a depression in the ground. We found a lot of them just seeing with our naked eye the depressions that are against those lines on the left side, the back side, or the right side of the fence. Always in the backyard. We found an upwards of 4 pits on a tiny backyard, and we pretty much dated it going right down the line, digging all 4 of them to what time it started to what time they ended. All the way from like 1830 to moving over to like 1860s and 70s. Then the next pit was like predominantly 1880s. And then the last one was like late 1890s to 1910. So they kept moving them quite a bit. And there was a lot of stuff in each pit that we dug. So let's see, some metal detecting finds right here. I'll show you some pretty cool metal detected finds that I found over the years. So this one was Manchester Center General Store. I believe this is a Shield nickel, 1850s, I think, on this one. This one might be hard to see. I don't know if we can zoom in on it. This one was out in a farmer's field, guys, but there was a old general store there in the early to mid 1800s. This one is definitely going to be hard to see. Try to get some detail on it. And they only made these for only a couple years. It's not in the greatest condition. It's going to be hard to see. I think it was a 5-cent piece. Let's see if we can show that up close. Without the glare, it's gonna be tough to get. Where's that date? It's tough to get on that one. But we found some really early stuff, almost to like the 1700s. We got some really nice flatware. And probably came from the general store. And this was right down the middle of a farmer field. You never would have known that there was an old store out there in the early 1800s. I don't know if this is pewter or not. I do believe it is, but that's a handle to a piece. Here's some other. This is definitely another nice piece that we found. Super old, probably late 17, early 1800s. I think Derek was even with me when we dug some of this stuff up. Another early piece. I believe this is to be copper. Little copper spoon. No doll parts. No doll parts. The earliest, let me show you guys the earliest metal detected find that I found. Really cool. This one is my pride and joy. So this one is 1770s, late 1770s. I guess this dates to like the early, like 1770 to, I think these flat dandy buttons went all the way up. But this one was the best find. You can see it's a big old 1770s. This is called a flat button or a dandy button. And the back is completely intact. And I thought I had something. I mean, it's not military, but where I had found this piece, guys, General Sullivan's expedition came through here in the Finger Lakes in 1776. George Washington ordered the army to come through and wipe out all the Native American tribes here in the Finger Lakes. And this was right in his path. So I thought I had potentially a George Washington ordered soldier's coat button, but this was just a dress coat button just for general public, and it's got a great design on it. But 1776 dress coat, as I drop it. Flat button, dandy button. Isn't that nice, old throat? It's in pretty good shape. I could probably get a Q-tip in there and pick out the some of that dirt, but I don't want to mess with it too much. It was in great shape to have that shank on there. Isn't it cool? I don't know what the design is called, but lots of work around the outside. One of my best metal detected finds. I really like this one. Cool piece. All right. And just some random, you know, pins and stuff. 1860s pins. This one was pretty neat. I think this was a Sportsman's Club. I keep dropping these pieces. A Sportsman's Club pin. It's got the eagle on it. It's very early. Metal detected this out of that general store area. It does have writing around all the sides. It's a little tough to make out, but... Or a suspender pin, maybe. Let's see. A bunch of military buttons. I think this is another type of flat button or some sort. Came out of that area. I don't know what that shank's called. It's a big shank. Just kind of a plain button. Probably mid 1800s on it. This one came out, was pretty nice. This has got a sword, a couple of rifles crossing, and this was another Sportsman button. Probably mid 1800s. Let's see, I got this piece. This is pretty nice. This silver spoon. Found this, metal detecting. Pretty good shape. Has some marks on it. It is silver, but it's rather large. I would say, yeah, an old sugar spoon, sterling silver sugar spoon. It's like, it's beautiful. So this next piece, guys, you might have to, this has a patent on it. Maybe you guys can tell me what this is. I think that says patent. It is like, it's lead. I think it's lead. What is that? Is that a printer's block? Is it patent? Because this looks like an R over here. But I did find this. But it looks like A-N-T-E-D with a 2 and something. It looks like it's pretty ancient. What do you guys think about that piece? Pharrell says no clue. I have not. Like you mean like trade coins, trade tokens? I have found some of those, Jerry. The ones that I found were, I don't know, 1880s, 1890s. One was for an actual a company in Geneva, New York, that was for old steam heaters. You know those big things. We got them here at this place. The steam heat. Can you read all the numbers on it? I cannot. It says 2 and something, Jeff. 2 and something. No idea. It's kind of a cool piece. Part of a stamp or box or something, not printer type. Gotcha. Yeah, I would agree. It's some kind of stamp, but it's so old, and the font on it. Wouldn't you agree? Old Throw looks pretty early to me. I know. Hoops by the patent date. All right, Old Throw, tell me what this is. You're the guy. Old Throw, we're going to you. You're my go-to now. What in the world is this thing? You recognize that design. It's got to be some kind of soapstone or sandstone. It looks Egyptian to me, but I don't know. Yes, it's like somebody definitely carved it or something into the front. It is embossed, that squiggly mark. Some oddities, I don't know. I don't know, for I wish I had more of it. Let me see if I got any more of this documentation around here. I don't think I do. Do you, Ray? Nice. I think 1922. Is that a good date? Key date, maybe? Let's throw something interesting out there for the The jar collectors. Who can tell me what this is? Who can tell me what that is? I want to hear the guesses. It's not a candy bar. No, it's not slag, Jerry. Jerry, you should know. You should know. It's not a clay tile. No. Petrified candy bar. Petrified Heath bar. Hundreds of years old. Before Heath, before they called it the Heath bar, it was this. No. It actually has something to do with the jar industry. Close, Ray, but nope. And I think they use it for different purposes as well, but you got it, Jeff Hoops. It's a chunk of wax seal. It is broke the other pieces here in the box. We're gonna have this piece up probably Thursday night. It's all in there too. Wax seal for wax seal jars. On your wax sealers, that's how they would seal that tin top down on. You don't see that stuff much. Pure sealing wax. The best that man can make. Yep, I believe so. That's how they did it, Pharrell. I believe so. Wax sealers, those were you could do it. I've seen it in bottles where they had sealed the top with the cork. And the tin top, I think they just pushed the tin top down into the wax and use it around the on the top of the wax seal. For instance, I mean, I don't know if they would have done it on this, but more than likely, I do have a piece right here to show you. I don't have the top, but so the wax would go around here in the groove, and the tin top. This might have been a stoneware. It was probably a tin top, but that is a wax seal jar right there. This is a Red Wing piece, Red Wing Stoneware Co. wax sealer, little pint. But that's how they would seal it. Seal the top down on the side of that groove. You guys know the wax sealers have that groove. Right, makes sense. Let's see what else we got here. So I don't know what these things are, guys, but they're pretty cool. They look like little eyeball things, little eyeball shells. Little things that I think are in that collection of stuff. But the one I really like, you guys can probably tell me about this little creature. It was probably a sea thing, but it looks like a rattlesnake. Uh-oh. Are we back? I don't know what in the world just happened there. Tried to boot us, I think. I think we're back. Are we back in action? All right, we're back. We're back. What do we got? What do we got? Other little relic pieces here. Some more fossils and things like that. Show the rattlesnake thing again. All right, let's see. I just put it away. I don't know what the heck it is. What'd I do with it? I think it's some kind of sea bug. Let me show you up close. I don't know if that's a... I don't know what it is. It looks like rattlesnake skin. It does, like a roly-poly, like some kind of sea bug. It's definitely a shell of something. Kind of neat. Now we're showing old bugs. I guess trilobites are no different, but I don't know. That's pretty neat. Whoever this collector was seemed to think it was pretty neat. Isn't that wild? I don't think I could say that, Hoops, without getting blocked. A lot of different artifacts and stuff, Indian artifacts. Some other random rocks and stuff here. Here's a nice trilobite. All curled up in there like a potato bug. This one I dug here in New York. You can see too his nose is tucked underneath. This is his tail. His back end is here and he's rolled up and you can see his nose is right there with them dots. Curled up all inside of the piece. Chitin, sea life. Attach itself to rocks. Gotcha. Thank you, Hoops. Too far zoomed. There you go, guys. Sorry about that. But yeah, you can see his nose there on the end with all the dots. That's the nose of him. Here's the nose or the eyes. This thing is pretty heavy. It's actually kind of heavy. Some kind of sea coral, maybe. Is that better? Yes, absolutely not, hoops. There's a big one. Fortunately, this guy's a little bit split, but another big trilobite. Here's a big trilobite print, the exo side of one. I looked all over for that thing too. When I split this rock, I could not find him. Kite on. Kite on. You're flying a kite, Jeff. What are you doing? I don't know what's going on. All right. You want to see a really cool inkwell? I don't know if I showed you guys this one. My bird swing ink. It's got the formed bird swing in there. Happened in the glass process. Very rarely do you see it where it's completely attached. Very cool piece. Nice ink with the label. I don't think I can, Pharrell. Is it messing? Hopefully it's zoomed out now. How's that, better? Roxy bit on the bird swing. Bird swing's not for sale. NFS. Ah, there we go. I think I fixed it. Thank you. Let's see what our options are here. Let's see what we can do. Let's start a pool. What should we do for a pool? Who wants to do a little pool action? What's a good pool for the group right now? We're not getting an influx of other people jumping on tonight for some reason. It's weird. I was kind of hoping we were going to have some new people jumping on with us. I mean, not that I don't like sitting and talking to you guys. I do. There just seems to be a lot of young people out there that just don't know what's going on, so Ever seen a barrel link with glass dome lid? Barrel link glass dome lid. I don't think I have, Scott. Wow, we don't rate. You guys rate. You do. You're at the very highest rate. So it's like a not a Vaseline, but like an aquamarine. Got a little bit of green to it. Nice, decent label. But the bird swing is what makes it. Are you calling us old? All right, we got to end the feed. You guys are getting hangry for old glass. Let's just look at trilobites. Forget the glass. There we go. I know, Pharrell, I know. Pharrell, you want marbles? We got marbles. See, Ray's only 34. He's younger than me. That's what they want to see. They want to see the trilobites. Your rattlesnake thing looks like a oth, which is the bone near the canal. Your kind of fish would have to be a very large fish. Huh? That's crazy. Right? Young whippersnappers. Got lots of marbles. We got to do more marbles. I'm getting overran with marbles. All right, you know what we're going to do? We're going to do something. We're going to do something, guys. We're going to do a thing here. If you already have one, guys, and you want to just gift it or something, you can do that too. We're going to play a little game. We're going to give away a Werelive hat. Let's give away a hat tonight. We're going to think of some crazy trivia or something. For a Werelive Auctions hat. How about that? Anybody who doesn't have one, we'll give one away. We'll add it to your pile. I think everybody on here has bought and has a box coming, so let's give away a hat. Hoops, I know you got one. Who's got hats? Who's got hats on here? Who doesn't? Jerry's got one. Ah, nice. Hubby wants one? All right. You know what, Pharrell, we're going to give you one. Let's give the hubby one. That one's going to Pharrell. We're giving away some hats tonight. Pharrell, I'm going to add it to your pile here. Where's Pharrell's pile? Uh-oh, we lost your stuff already, Pharrell. Just kidding. There you go. We gave him a hat. Hat's in your pile. Going to the Mr. Flores. Let's give away another one. Nice. Nice. Who wants a We're Live hat? Anybody else? Ray, you need a hat. I know, we got to get some t-shirts done up, Jerry. We're going to get some t-shirts, some hoodies. We're going to get all kinds of good stuff coming. Do they? There you go, Jeff. Nice. You might as well be, right? Scott, you want a hat? You're a join member. You know what? We're going to give Scott a hat. How about that, Scott? We're going to add one to your pile, buddy. We appreciate you. Scott's a paid member. He gets a hat anyways. All right, Scott, you got a hat, bud. In the box. All right, we need to do a little contest. Let's do a contest. Joel, shout out Jerry's mom. Jerry's mom in the house. We got a sweet doggy watcher tonight. Jerry J, Mrs. Jerry J. Mrs. Jensen in the house tonight watching live with us. Our loyal subscribers watching, appreciate it. What do we got that we can spin around here? Let's do a little trivia. You guys want to do some trivia? Hello, hello. Welcome on. Who wants to do a little show and tell? I don't think we're going to get anybody. Let's see. Let's do that as a pool. Ask the community right here. So, who would like to show and tell live with We're Live Auctions next chat? All right, let's do that. And basically, guys, that is just a little that's just a little thing. We can add a video. So guys, if you're all set up and want to show something off, you know, it could be a minute, 2 minutes, doesn't have to be all that long. But if you'd like to do it, just, wow, a lot of people would, so that's great. Already 3 already for yes. All right, I can never get that poll to go back down. I don't know why it does that. Get back up there. There we go. All right, go away. There we go. All right, Ray, you need a hat too, buddy? We'll give you a hat. Ray's been with us long enough. He gets a hat too. Had him packed away in a box here, so let's give Ray a hat. Last hat of the month. We got to take some of the shows and stuff for. There you go. New hats, fresh out of the box. Ray's got a box coming. We're giving him a hat too. Yep, sure, buddy. You want to see the hat? Ray's gonna get, like I said, they were in the box, but nice little cap for you. Hey, I think that's on our banned blocked words, Hoops. Nice little cap. I wear mine quite a bit. There you go, Ray. All right, we're at 10 votes. Let's see. 70-30. All right, guys, 70-30 on those. So let me get a list. If you answered yes to the poll, guys, just comment yes. Comment yes if you've answered to the poll. Write your name down. We'll go over the list. We'll pick a few people, a couple people. We'll let you know in advance when we're going to be doing it. I don't know exactly how it works, so it's going to be a little trial and error, but it should be fun. If you got something you want to show off for a minute, 30 seconds, it doesn't matter. Maybe we can get your stream up and running here with us for a little show and tell. All right, Ray, we'll put you down. And we'll message you guys directly and let you know when we might be doing it. Ray T, Mary K, Jerry J. And I don't know if it'll let me do multiples. It does say go live or invite guests into your feed. So it might be a split screen, something like that. You'll see my screen, you'll see the other person's screen. We should be able to come and go and pick and choose and invite you guys on. Yep, old throw right there, John. It would be cool to check out some of your guys' stuff live on the feed for all the collectors watching. Shama, welcome on, Shama. Good to see you again. Our friend from Dubai. Dubai, I'm sorry. All right, let's give you something else to take a peek at. I really like these bottles, you know? I really do. This is a nice one with the label. Oh, maybe we should show that, right, Old Throw? Mary Kay's win. Mary Kay, you are hot on those the wheel spins and the duck races. We could show it with Mary's permission. Isn't it a cool label? This label on that Duffy's, it's like a wizard in there. Super cool. I hope it's not too zoomed on your screen. All right, Mary says yes. We got it right here. I don't know if Shama knows anything about the Persian saddle flats. Does not know. So it's I believe it's late 1600s, early 1700s on that Persian saddle flask. I think Old Throw is trying to see if like you have seen them maybe in your country or whatnot. I'll show you that flask here really quick. Definitely very, very old. It's a bit of a rocker too, so. Have you seen these, Shama? Gotcha, okay. Here's a classic. The 1870s Warner's Safe Cure. Beautiful bottle. Pharrell, you don't have one of these yet? We've got a couple coming up here. This is one of them. You're going to get one. You're going to get one of these too, I think. Also coming up in the auctions, guys, we've got this with the openers to go with it. Get it setting up here. I don't know why we're spinning this one. We do have a bunch of openers too. That we will be putting up. Show you some, we're gonna do choice of some fruit jar openers that we have. These are pretty neat pieces. Look at that one. Original paint on her. Nice fruit jar opener. I think it's a little bit newer, maybe. Maybe 1900, 1905. This one is out of Pittsburgh. Let's see if this has a date. J.C. Forrester and Sons. Pittsburgh, PA. This is an early jar opener tool. This one does have a date. 1910 on this one. 1910 fruit jar opener from 1910. Early canning opener. Switzerland, I do not know. I am not familiar with that country. I think this is another type of opener. There's some crazy contraptions openers here. This one is very old. Iron. It's got a patent on it. What's it say? Definitely an 1800s patent on that one. But all right, guys, I think we're gonna sign off for the night. Got to get busy doing some packing for you guys' stuff. Without further ado, hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. We didn't get up to as many people as we did the first one, but We got 4 people on the list, so for hopefully next chat we can get in contact with these folks and have us have them join our feed next time and show some good stuff. See a little bit of things of what they got and what they want to share with us. I'm looking forward to that. Again, Monday night will be our regularly scheduled auction, Monday and Thursday nights. You guys know we will have trackings out sent hopefully by potentially tomorrow. What's my date? Tomorrow's Wednesday. Thursday for sure. Some of the bigger orders probably Friday after our Thursday night auction. And then we'll start going again. Auction 1. Dana, thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Hope everybody had a good time showing a little bit of my humble little finds here. So, all right, guys, have a great night. And, yeah, we'll see you. See you soon. Later, guys.